Today I'm going to talk to you about how you can use several different databases that BCPS offers to its employees in order to cover your bases. First, I'm going to show you how you can get there. You go to bcps.org and you select our system. From there, you can select offices. Scroll down, go to Library Information Services, and then to the left, select Digital Content Databases. Here is a list of the different databases that BCPS offers to its employees. Today we're going to focus on Nettrekker and Tumble Readables. First, let's start with Nettrekker. Nettrekker is a wonderful opportunity for students and teachers to gather information, as well as to make sure there's different ways of connecting to the different learning styles of the student and the teacher. What I'm going to do is go ahead and select Windsor Mill Middle School by scrolling down. Click Submit. And this is only because I'm using this for the first time on this computer. Now that it's set up, I can go ahead and notice that I have different areas that I can concentrate on, whether it's science, social studies, mathematics, or language arts. So let's go ahead and look at language arts, and I'm going to say that I want to get information that deals with reading and visualization. By selecting that link, it shows me some topics that I can click from. So whether it's getting information that I can use for summer reading, reading skills, pre-reading skills, research skills, etc. I'll go ahead and select reading skills. From there, I can determine whether or not I want to get information that deals with reading strategies, patterns of organization, etc. I'm going to go ahead and select reading for interpretation. And then it's giving me a list of information that I can use with my students. You'll notice that it gives a title of the information, the website link, information that talks about what it is exactly that you're noticing, and then some ratings that have been supplied by teachers and students. It also tends to have the readability level, especially if you want students to use this, but here it says NA, so that means it's pretty appropriate for everyone. Now, I want you to go back and notice that on this side, the right hand side, I can refine my search. But I want to go back to the previous screen. And let's just go ahead and do a search a different way. So let's say inferences. Okay. Now notice right here I can determine whether or not I want to search for something on the web, an image, or a famous person. Of course, for inferences, I'll go ahead and say that I want to keep it to the web. I click search. And then it gives me about 28 different things that I can use with students to help them deal with inferences or inference skills. So let's go ahead and select this one right here that deals with denotation and connotation. I also noticed that it said it was teacher recommended. Now here's something interesting. Notice right here on the left hand side, with Nettrekker you have the opportunity to have something read to the students. So if I go ahead and click read aloud, it will read the information out loud for the students in case I give it to them to use. So this is like a little flashcard piece of information that students can use or teachers can use to present to students that talks about the difference between connotation and denotation. There's also a dictionary that I can open up. And this is especially helpful whenever I'm using maybe an article or something like that. Now notice at the bottom, this is very important, especially if you want to have some differentiation for your students. You can select to have information highlight itself as it's being read to them, as well as they can select whether or not the information is read to them at a normal speed, fast, or slow. And they can choose whether or not the information will be read by man, woman, whoever they determine. And then you can also determine whether or not to have the sound on or off. Okay? Let's go ahead and look at one more just so you get a sense. of what you can do with Nettrekker before I go to Tumble Readables. I want to go ahead and find an article. So let's go ahead and select the best of the solar system. The readability level is 2. I've clicked the link, and it's actually going to open up in another window right here. So here we have a read aloud feature. Let's see if it does it for us. Okay, and all you have to do is highlight the information. And now it's going to start speaking. Okay, so that's a wonderful tool for students to use when they're gathering information if they need the information read to them. So anything that they highlight will be read to them, and you can always change the pace. The other cool thing about this is that you're able to save the information in a backpack. And that's something that's very important for students to use as they're gathering information. So say for instance if you log in, and I'm using the login information that was sent to the teachers. It's also been posted in the classrooms. So for Nettrekker, I'm going to put in the username and then the password. And now that I've logged in, I have the ability to save information. So let's say, for example, I want to place things that I can continue to use off and on throughout the school year. So I can go to my portfolio, I can go ahead and save the information. So any of the sources that I've collected, I can save them just like what they do with their notes in classrooms, and they place them in their 3-ring binders. I'm placing this information in this portfolio to use later. So it's a great skill to teach our students.